Oh, hi, everybody. Hope you can hear me okay. My name's John, and this is Brandon, a.k.a. the coach, a.k.a. Johnny A. Cards, Mr. MINTINK. So, for those of you watching and wondering why we're sitting here, long time coming, Brando and myself love the hobby. We connected a couple years ago. We've tried a few times to get together. It never happened. Finally, it did. I'm really excited, obviously, to announce the coach as one of our official ambassadors for 2024. And part of that whole thing is he and I are going to spend some time in this room, and we're just going to shoot the breeze about cards, about the hobby, about wax, about this fella right here, Connor, Bedard, and everything else exciting. So for those of you watching that don't know myself or Brandon, I'll give you a quick little intro, and then I'll let him do the same. So my name's John. I started MINTINK in 2020. I'm a lifelong hobbyist, pursued it as a business passion. From the 90s into the late 2000s, started an advertising agency. Segued around 2018, I started to dive back into space again as a collector and as a little bit as an investor. 2019, 2020, really started to talk to my group about what I saw coming and how I thought we could really make this space exciting. Here we are 5 years later, probably from my first sort of real investment back in the space. And I got to tell you, we're having a blast. I'm doing something that I love with amazing people, and I get to sit in cool rooms that are a little hot today with guys like the coach, and we get to talk shop. So with that being said, that's who I am, a little bit about MINTINK, and now I'll let the coach tell you a little bit about the coach.
What's going on? Brendan, a.k.a. Coach Co. on Instagram and pretty much everything else. My story starts off as a kid ripping packs of stickers, and apparently we've got stickers here today, so I'm pretty excited about that. I grew up in a predominantly Portuguese and Italian neighborhood. Every Euro and World Cup, we'd go nuts with the sticker books. We'd buy the sticker book, and the goal was just to complete them. And at that time, we really didn't have like a local card shop near here, so it was always like convenience store. It was always a convenience store.
Yep, that was the place.
Dollar packs. You get 5 stickers, and then the Galleria Mall had a little, what do you even call them, man? It was almost like a bazaar on Saturdays.
Oh yeah, like the tables.
Yeah. And so that's like where the collecting started. I've always liked set collecting as a result of that. Sure enough, you get a little bit older and you start working, and things kind of like fall to the wayside. Pandemic happens, I get laid off, and I was like, man, I miss having hobbies. And so I jumped in head first. And one thing I noticed when I jumped back into the space was that there wasn't really a place to get information. And so I was out there looking for information because I'm like, man, I love this stuff. Like, this shit, it invigorates me.
Yeah, but you got to know more.
But I don't know where to get more information. And so I'm out there digging, and I'm asking questions during this process. And the more questions I ask, the more questions I have. But the people are doing really well at interacting with me. They're like, oh, like, go here, or like, you're an idiot, or, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
and so
yeah.
I'm
it's
like,
a great community, sure, of like-minded people for the most part.
And so I'm trying to figure out how to create like a space, and that's kind of my vision, and that's how the Coach Co brand has kind of come to this point. It's like, create a space where people can come for news, for current events, for past events, just to kind of like have a heartbeat on what's going on in this space.
Some fun.
Yeah. A little bit of fun, and some accountability for some of the bigger companies and stuff like that. But
I love the. Listen, I preach all day long that about accountability. I have a mug in my office with my face on it that one of my employees bought for me, and it says, "The answer to entitlement is accountability."
Yeah.
I'm all about accountability. The best way to stay out of that is to just be true to yourself and to the people around you, and stay in the lane. And that's kind of what we do at MINTINK. So thankfully, I've not been on any of those fun feeds.
I love it. I don't think you will be either.
I hope not.
No,
and if I am, you know what? Haters going to hate.
I know.
It's all good.
The expo is coming up. Let's talk a little bit about that. So the biggest card show in Canada, without a doubt.
It's like pretty much the second biggest on the planet, really.
That's what everyone's talking about.
People don't believe it when I tell them it's like 250,000+ square feet.
More people are going to come to this one than ever before.
I hope so.
Do you like, is that a statement that you think you can get behind? Legit.
Okay, so legit, what I saw there in the fall was insane.
Yeah.
The Saturday night Like, it was fucked.
Bonkers.
Yeah. Sorry, Saturday night.
Saturday
Sorry. Saturday night was also awesome. Like, our event was like, that's such a shameless plug. Saturday, March 28th, trade night. 6 o'clock expo, don't miss it. Sorry, April 28th, not March 28th. But yeah, no, it was insane. Ric Flair and Mike Tyson really took it.
And Carey Price.
Yeah, right?
Yeah.
So this year the lineup's great. Dennis Rodman, Timu Solani, William Shatner, like, can't underestimate Captain.
Trailer Park Boys?
Yeah, that's pretty hype too. Shooter McGavin is there.
Yeah.
So that's going to be pretty awesome. Of course, the coach will be there. MINTINK will be there. Mojo's coming into town. The great people from eBay will be there. PSA will be in the house. Well, we'll be in the house, representing PSA as well. Yeah. But
Beckett might be there as well, I think.
I don't know.
Ooh.
Not sure. No, I might end up on one of those pages. Anyway, I'm not used to, normally I just talk to the camera. Yeah. I don't think about anything other than just what's in the moment. And I'm going to sort of take that approach here too. So you might, I might end up on a couple of those pages. But in the meantime, Expo's going to be lit. You're going to be there.
Yep.
We're going to do trade night.
Damn right.
It's going to be lots of fun. Last year was lit. We had to open the room next door, which was a fun moment. I had a tear.
I love that.
Nice. Yeah, it was good.
We'll talk about else? even like the proceeds, man. Good.
Yeah, we raise, right? So absolutely. It's $5 admission for trade night, and we match all the admission, and we donate it to Mackenzie Health Foundation for children's mental health. We made a $100,000 commitment to the charity. We're right around $10,000 so far. We're about to launch our golf tournament again this year, a whole bunch of money. Last year we raised $5,000 for them. Maybe this year we'll try to double it. And a couple other events. So yeah, that's a big part of all of the events that we do, is we have to give back to the community. That's one of the things I love about the hobby, and you really see that at the expo, is like how strong the community is, really, because I mean, listen, I talk to people all day and they come up to me, and in my past life, I've done a whole bunch of different things, and my Rolodex is a bunch of, if you don't know what a Rolodex is.
This guy.
Okay, I'm old. Like, I'm gray. I'm bald. A Rolodex is AKA your contacts. Okay, so my contacts are big, long list. But people will say to me all the day, like, I can't, end up at a gala or something, or a function or a dinner, and it's like, what is this? I don't get it. And when I start telling people, things like $5 million Wayne Gretzky cases and stuff like that, or even a bedard, the bedard extravaganza, people are like, they don't believe it. But I'll tell you, come to the expo and you see it.
What do you think? Will that place just absolutely explode if someone hits the bedard there?
So here, if someone hits the bedard there, where like I'm starting to wonder where they're like, find me the boxes, because I'd like to hit the bedard. No, listen, it'll explode for sure if somebody hits the bedard there. But the reality is, if you don't know, he's talking about the 101 gold burst with the $1 million bounty at Dave and Adams. Inventory's drying up fast. So the question is it even out there? Is it in someone's warehouse? Is it, what I mean? Like, there's a lot of people like myself. I purchased a few cases to keep. People say, what do you mean you bought them? Like, you own them? I'm like, well, no, I got to pay the bills. I run a business. I actually bought them. I might have paid less than you, but I still had to buy them. Yeah. I still had to buy them. I still had to justify to my wife anyway. So
I told Freddie that I think it's in a sealed box somewhere and it's not going to come out.
So, I mean,
so many people have stashes.
But listen, there's also not, like, I follow, I read a lot. I ingest a lot of hobby news.
Yeah.
I follow a whole bunch of podcasts. I follow a bunch of, if you're not on Facebook and you're in the hobby, like, you're missing out, because Facebook is where it all happens. And some of these groups have 100,000 people in them. Like, it's nutty. Even some stuff on Twitter and whatever have you. And so it drives me crazy. Sorry, I need a lint brush. So it's amazing how many bedards there aren't, is what I'm trying to spit out. So a lot of people are like, oh, they're being hit everywhere. Today I read a post from a guy who said he might retire from the hobby because he ripped 60 boxes of a different array of types of boxes and didn't hit one bedard. I opened a case, I hit one base, but I also hit the pop count 25 in a silver burst.
Yeah.
It was like 5K liquid, like the next day. Like, so, going back to what I said earlier about like the validity of the space when I talk to these like professionals, if you will, the LinkedIn crowd especially, Freddie's over there. I tell him all the time about LinkedIn, and it's there. I mean, there's a lot to be said about that. But anyway, the Bedard hype is crazy. If the 101 gets hit, it's just going to be crazier. But what the thing is, people have to understand, the hype was already there before that with the 101. Yeah. Like, I think that a lot of the hobby, if we say the hobby, we're talking the United States. They're very green to hockey. And a lot of the product where there's big bounties really, like a Connor McDavid series, 2015, 16, maybe it's series 2. And I'm going to get destroyed if it's series 1.
Series 1.
No, I'm saying it's series 2 so that we can create engagement in the comments and they can tell me I'm wrong. Our best performing video ever is on TikTok with pushing 3 million views because I hammered so many bad names in this eminent soccer box. It's awesome. Awful. So, it's different. That box is like $1,600. A case is $17,000. Yeah. Cal McCarr, it's $700 a box. Even the 2020 stuff with Laffy and all those guys, and it's over $200 now. So it's like, I think it's a little different. But yeah, I mean, it's crazy. I hope it gets hit. It'll be awesome.
Yeah, it's interesting. I mean, this is the first time in a while that we have like hockey and basketball, like with generational talents. And like the Wemby hype is real too.
The kid's great. The boys, I don't watch as much basketball as I probably should, but the staff are dialed right in, my guys, and they tell me the kid's the real deal.
Unbelievable. I mean, the biggest issue with that though is that Panini has the licensing to basketball, but Fanatics, aka Topps, has his autographs, and so
it's really interesting. You're chasing it in baseball right
baseball
now.
Products,
high-end baseball products.
Did you see the Dynasty card or no?
I borrowed this from my wife.
Have you seen the Dynasty card? The one with the mustache and the
pretty amazing. Yeah.
Yeah. Are you a fan of it or no?
So, I am. I think twofold, right? It's almost like a tipping point for me. Like, I love the fact that some of these athletes, and as you know, we have the pleasure of having, some local athletes that kind of rip with us and stuff. And I personally, I have some friends that have been, professional athletes and celebrities and that kind of stuff. And, it's great to see them sort of more involved. So like to take the time to actually inscribe something or draw on the card, I think to try to really connect with the collector a little bit more, means a lot. Imagine like we opened a PSG box set. This is like a $20,000 set of cards, right? Yeah. And it's got 20, the whole team auto hard sign. So you're chasing Mbappe, Messi, and
it was Mbappe's first on card,
and it was Mbappe's first ever. I think it was his first ever auto even. Yeah. But the cards, we opened 3 of these boxes, and I think we had 3 PSA 10s. We sent all the autos in. So think about it. You're after dinner. It's probably like, how do you get the 20 player? Like, it's after dinner, maybe they just finish a game. They're sitting around. The last thing you want to do is, or you'll see like a player will be on a feed signing, and they kind of grab the card with the corner. It's whatever. So I think from the perspective of like the player taking the time to do that. So one of my favorite cards on my PC is a Danny Trejo, Machete auto. And I hit a couple of different ones. I'm a sucker for good wins. I love upperdeck good win champions because of the randomness of it, like Allen and Ginter almost. Yeah. And it's personalized Machete. Like, I think that's really cool. So I think it's cool. I love the, I got killed for this one. I love the Tom Brady Expos card. Like if football doesn't work out, there's always baseball. Yeah. I like that.
Yeah. I think it's cool too.
I'm a marketing guy too, so.
I think it's cool too.
I'm not a traditionalist.
I think that I'm all for the inscriptions, and I definitely think that a lot more athletes are getting on board with personalizing things. Like you started to see, I think Josh Young.
Yeah, they all collect, so they get it. Right? That's like, what I mean. Exactly. They appreciate how much more it means to the collector that the guy, the girl, the person took that extra bit of time to.
I will say though that the one of one of Wemby, I just don't. I'm not here for.
Yeah, okay.
Like the mustache and
I guess I didn't realize that's what the one. I thought it was just like I saw. Okay, so I must have just misunderstood because I saw that.
Like I don't mind an inscription. I would actually prefer an inscription on a one of one. That'd be amazing, right?
We should do when we watch this back, we should count how many times, how many fucking times my hands go off like this. I get restaurants and I get going and I'm knocking shit over.
Everything. Bull in a china shop.
I'm just looking what's here. Brought the Portuguese guy for you.
Had to.
That's that. I think it's cool. Like, imagine if Ronaldo signed a card and it said, "Choo!" Like, you'd go crazy.
Of course I
All
would.
your
Of course I
paisans,
would.
you guys would go fucking crazy. You already think he's better than Messi.
He is.
No, I don't think so.
What do you mean, man?
We'll see.
Greatest player ever.
He's greatest
Look
Portuguese
how many
player
goals
ever,
he
for sure.
scored after the age of 30.
I think actually
Unbelievable.
Roberto Baggio is probably the best player
No
ever.
way,
but he
man.
blew up his knee when he was 16 and he still came back and dominated forever. You don't know about Baggio.
Yeah, he also had the worst miss of all time.
Listen.
Ever.
No.
Ever.
No, it wasn't
What
the
do you mean?
worst miss. It was just
When
probably
I was
the
growing
most-
up in school, we used to call a missed penalty a Baggio. That's how bad it was.
It was bad.
Atrocious.
Considering he was literally the best player in the world at that time.
Yeah.
But if you don't know about him, go on Netflix.
I watched the Netflix
It's
doc,
so
man.
good.
I know
If
it's
you
great.
don't know, it's called
great.
The Divine Ponytail,
Yeah.
something that I've never ever had in my life. It's called The Divine Ponytail.
mullet, man.
It's so friggin' good, man. It's such a good movie. Anyway,
I collect Baggio though. Like I respect him. Like I have like tons of Baggio stickers.
yeah,
and,
Baggio's. That's my generation.
Yeah, of
like
course.
Baggio, and then right into like Totti winning.
Yeah.
I remember meeting Kathy, my wife, that summer, and like one of her first experiences with me and my buddies was Italy win the World Cup.
Really?
She didn't stay. I'm like, you leave now because we're gonna go. Like I was, in my young 20s. We're gonna go run up and down the street for the next 8 hours.
St. Clair?
That was so stupid. So much fun though.
St. Clair and Woodbridge, baby.
Yeah. When they won Euro, I sent my guys with the cameras go shoot the content.
I love
now
it.
I can't even get on the subway anymore. My wife and Freddie drive me everywhere.
Done with Toronto, eh?
No, I love Toronto. I just don't like to drive in Toronto. I hit a parked car in Toronto last week.
Did you?
I left a note for the person. It's the right thing to do. Karma.
What can you do?
I felt good about that. Yeah. But yeah, like I can't handle it's all the commotion. Listen, I had to I should preface that. I had to get out of the way. I was driving down, I didn't just drive into a parked car. I was driving down Davenport and it's crazy there. And where our store is, they changed the lane to a turning lane. I use my hands to describe this. And it's got a red light. So it backs up. And they get aggressive. Everybody gets aggressive because people don't know why aren't people turning if it's green. Yeah. So tonks and trucks, and I saw a car coming, and I was like, this guy's gonna hit me. And so luckily I was just like on a bumper scratch. It was probably a little bit of damage. And I left a note, and I spoke to the person and all that. It was great. But it was like I had to go somewhere, and it was just easier for me to scratch the parked car than to get smoked and have to go through all that.
Yeah. I mean, I think it's always easier to not get.
So I love Toronto. I went to the Leaf game last night, took the TTC down, and I took good old Uber back home.
Nice.
But yeah, it's I big crowds. So Expo, thankfully, that Saturday with Carey Price and Tyson and Flair, I was in my booth because it was intense.
Did you end up walking down that hallway or no?
No chance.
I did. It was crazy.
I would have had like the worst anxiety attack. Oh no! I would have been checking my pulse, walking through there, sweating. And get me the fuck out of here.
Halfway through, I took like the side door, and I just came out on the other.
Yeah. So I have like because we have the dealer way. So I have exactly.
Yeah.
But forget it. Not my
Forget about it.
So yeah. So anyway, that's that.
What else we got? What else we want to talk about?
Are you gonna stay the whole time? Are you shooting little clips too?
Want to talk about upper deck?
I shot a little bit.
Let's do it.
You're doing pretty good here.
Upper deck. Hockey card day. I'll do it right now.
That's right. We'll talk about whatever you want to talk about. So
National.
Then I'm having a split break.
National Hockey Card Day.
So we'll do the same thing, right?
April 13th.
Yeah, and then we'll just kind of keep shooting the shit again. Okay.
Yeah. National Hockey Card Day. Big day for card shops, hockey card collectors, the hobby at large. I'm sure that the people in the States don't really they don't have the same love for Hockey Card Day, but talk to me about how is it here in the shop?
Topps Baseball Card Day.
Yeah,
but it's a little bit different.
Yeah.
So and I think that hockey in the hockey hobby in the United States after the Connor Bedard. I mean, hold on a second. Wait a second. Did you see Antoine Griezmann hit a Bedard at 25?
So did he hit that or did he buy it?
No, he hit it in a break with his breaker people.
Did he?
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
I'm pretty sure.
He hit that?
You think
I thought he bought it. I think he bought it. Dude, it was like $18,000, bro.
27 Canadian it sold for through
I mean,
Slapshot,
there's been three or four of them now. But still, it's like 15K minimum. So like, I think he bought it. What are the chances of that guy hitting that card?
I don't know.
That's ridiculous.
There's some
if that
accounts-
man is a Champions League winner,
That's crazy.
is he a Champions League winner? I think so.
He's huge.
I
I like
so.
his hair.
Yeah.
But I bet you there's some accounts on Instagram that could tell you the math.
Oh, the pack odds or whatever.
So it's crazy. I see some. I love that.
Loaded,
shit. I love
loaded
reading that shit.
cases,
I gotta
loaded
fix my chair.
cases.
I'm everywhere. Oh, there we go. So,
Yeah, no, I think he bought it.
Okay, well, there
Still
you go.
ridiculous.
So Hockey Card Day, April 13th. Basically, what it is an Upper Deck sponsored event. You know, they really market it out there. They put special packs out, similar to the Panini Day packs. Same idea, right? All the manufacturers do this. Yeah. We just don't hear so much about Hockey Card Day because, like you said, in the States, hockey sort of falls into like number 4. Yeah. Same idea. Come out to the store. There's lots of fun stuff happening. A lot of shops will have special guests, celebrities, tons of giveaways, all that. So happening at MINTINK. We're delighted that yourself and Greggy will be on site. My good buddy Carlo Koliakovo, former first-round Leaf pick and TSN superstar, will be on site signing for a couple hours. I'll be there. Freddie, the whole team. We're going to be doing giveaways all day, and we have a whack of Hockey Card Day packs coming. So they're supposed to be free with purchase. They will be free with purchase for the big kids. For the little kids, we'll have a pack for everybody while supplies last. We have lots of supply. So yeah, there'll be some
You can
pizza
hit a bedard in there.
Come on.
Yeah.
There's bedards in
Well, like not
Hockey
a
Card
Young
Day pack.
Guns, but yeah. Haven't you seen? There's pictures.
This is that point in the podcast where like the animation comes.
Yeah.
Woo, woo, woo,
Yeah.
right? But no, really, for real?
No joke.
That's
Yeah.
crazy.
Yeah.
Okay, so now I know that there's bedards
Yeah.
potential. We still have lots of packs. I'm happy I doubled the order last week. Bang.
There you go.
So yeah, free packs all day, free giveaways. We'll have some food, all kinds of great stuff. So yeah, and we're going to do some rips. We're going to go live.
Damn right.
Lots of fun.
Love it.
It's going to be lots of fun. I love to rip.
Upper Deck. So I mean, we've seen recently with like Fanatics doing national hockey or not the Rip Night. Hobby Rip Night.
Yeah.
I mean, imagine if Upper Deck starts to do stuff like that with hockey. Like
So-
if they can start getting the athletes involved, just imagine how
telling
crazy
you.
it would be.
I'm telling you, I agree with you. And, you know, I'm a lobbyist of many sorts.
Yes, of course.
And, you know, recently we have pickup on Whatnot now. A first for many, especially
I heard
here in
that
Canada.
today, actually, I think.
We just launched it last night, yes. Yeah. But I would love nothing more than to be ripping 1990 Upper Deck, 1991 Upper Deck with Teemu Selanne at the Expo, trying to chase his rookie card and then walking over to PSA and having them. So,
Or even like a Matthew Nyes in Toronto or Bobby McCann. You know, like it doesn't have to be as big as Teemu Selanne.
Absolutely. Right, anybody.
Yeah.
You know, listen, I'll tell you, like, you know, Romano and Swanee, when they have a day off and they come up in the shop, it's great. And these guys are awesome. If there's, you know, customers, you know, I've offered sort of, hey, you know, we have private room, whatever. Please, no way. Like, these guys are awesome people. So I know there's a lot of athletes out there that not only love the hobby, but love the fans and would love to do that. And I think that it's just a matter of time. I can tell you that we're committed to it.
Yeah.
So, I mean, we're going to do it.
Then you're ahead of the
We
curve.
already do it.
Then you're ahead of the game,
We already
right? You're ahead of the game.
Yeah, you watch your show. The best. We've had listen, I'm very fortunate. MINTINK is very fortunate. We've had, like, some amazing people. You know, again, I mentioned Carlo earlier, Ricky Romano, Ian Poulter.
Jordan Romano.
Yeah. Sorry. Oh my God. There's another blooper reel. Like, this is live. This doesn't get edited. Eh? Like, this is the way it goes. Let me start that over. Firstly, Ian Poulter. Let's just start with that.
Yes.
That was a phenomenal
Unreal.
experience. And I actually got to fly out to see him, give him his card and all that. Ricky Romero, former Blue Jays All-Star, was actually the first Blue Jay to come on and rip with us and be on our show. And Romano found us one day, and then Swanee joined, and we've had at least a half a dozen other Jamal McGlure. But I'll tell you something. One of my favorites was Paul Wall. Because, you know, that's, again, my demo. And I was like, you know, I didn't have grills or a caddy.
Say, did you play grills when you came in?
But yeah, you know what I mean? but I mean, it's pretty awesome. Like, yeah. Grammy Award-winning Paul Wall. But yeah, like, you know, imagine Paul Wall, Ian Poulter, you know, again, a couple of Blue Jay All-Stars. Like, we're very flattered.
You guys were just
so
featured.
humbling. Yeah, we were in the Toronto Star.
You were just featured in the Toronto Star.
Yeah,
I mean, talk to me about that. Like, how does that feel as like a full circle moment, 2020 and now, you know,
it is
like,
full circle. Like for me, it's like a 25-year circle, actually. Yeah. I think we posted a video today on the feed that really quickly talks about, like, so that my background is I'm a newspaper guy. Like, I started my career selling advertising in newspapers 25 years ago. When I stopped, I was an eBay seller through the 90s into the early 2000s. And when I stopped, we segued when the card market sort of started to slow down there, because the card market didn't die in the mid-90s. The internet just came. So it was alive for a little while after. I mean, it never really went away. But we segued into like video games and VHS tapes and all that. So like in 2000, 2001, I was running classified ads in newspapers and buying out estates and all this kind of stuff. And there was no automation at the time. Like my mom would sit there and write address labels with myself and my buddy Aaron at the time, doing this at night. And somewhere around 2003-04, I answered one of the ads in the newspaper for a job, and that was it. I ended up working at the Toronto Sun and the Star, an auto trader for a while, started a marketing agency, and then, you know, like I said, I got you back at in 2018 or give or take. So yeah, so getting up and I stopped publishing. The pandemic, you know, really was the nail in the coffin for my publishing business, which sucked, but it's bittersweet, I guess. So to run out on a Sunday and go grab a newspaper, and it was amazing because I saw the digital copy and they showed, which makes total sense. They linked to the video of Jordan in the store, but I was in the paper, like a picture of myself. And for a number of years, I ran a bunch of community newspapers, and I would put smiles on people's faces every month, putting them in the paper. And it'd been a long time since I had experienced that, so it was tons of fun.
I love that.
Yeah.
Is it framed?
Not yet. I have it. I bought a couple copies, $5 for a newspaper today. But yeah, so it was good. So yeah, full circle moment, and all it did was really solidify that we're in the right place.
Love that.
Spliff time.
Audio good?
Okay, we're back.
With a banana.
We took a break. What am I waiting for? We were shooting. You
just keep going.
That.
You're good.
Sorry, because I saw this, and just in case you want to bust it out and start ripping it at some point.
All right, I'm gonna rip it. So okay, don't be sorry. Okay, we're gonna start over. We're back. We had a little break. We're gonna keep going here. I have a banana. Let's go. What's up?
I almost don't want to get. If I get you too excited, you're gonna choke on the banana, bro. How do you feel about Kevin O'Leary in this face?
So hold on. I love bananas. I eat one every day, and I'm a glutton for booster juice. It's awful. So some people.
Why is it awful?
Because it's $8 or something.
$8 way more expensive than that.
$8 or $9 I pay for guess what kind of smoothie I get?
Tell me.
Bananas away.
It's more than $8 for sure. I told you we're gonna get him to choke on the banana.
Oh my god! But it's no different than like my wife will be going out and she'll pull up to the store. Can I have a mocha frappa, double copper, blah blah, extra hot? Like, what the fuck is that?
She's gonna love to hear that one. That's for sure.
Well, I tell her all the time, I'm not allowed to drive into Starbucks drive-thru. I'm not allowed to drive in a lot of places.
Apparently not. Toronto?
Yeah.
Stay away from parked cars and Starbucks.
I drive Langstaff. I'm good on Langstaff. That's my road. Okay.
Kevin O'Leary. He's ripping boxes with Shine. There was a few other people in the, I think it was like Polax was there too.
So here's what I think.
He's talking about sports cards as an asset class.
Here's what I think. Yeah. He was talking about, okay, so everybody, if you don't know Kevin O'Leary, check him out. But he's an eccentric, very right-leaning, sort of amazingly, smart. He's really
Mr.
smart.
Wonderful,
Mr. Wonderful. Listen, from Dragon's Den to Shark Tank, he's taken the fame, and his whole shtick. So if you take the shtick aside, like he's a smart dude. Obviously, he's made lots of money, and he started in an educational space with software and stuff. It's pretty neat. I think that if he's already ripping cards and checking out blowout, and he's talking about it now, he's already done some kind of deal.
of course,
he's already got some money in the space. Listen, I think it's no different than
The Drake thing?
Oh yeah, I've talked about this before. Every time we have these, like, if you read a book called The Tipping Point, Malcolm Gladwell, it's called The Tipping Point. And so what's happening in the hobby right now is a moment. It's a moment. You know, think about other industry. Think about Blockbuster and Netflix. Think about Beck Taxi or whomever. Uber. The yellow taxi cabs in New York are now Toyota Camrys driving around, right? Yeah. Black Toyota Camrys, whatever. Red cars. It's true. Uber's any car you want. It's not a yellow taxi specific. It's like a guy. Right. You know, whatever. So my point is, when industry gets disrupted, lots of people are like, you know, they say whatever, haters come out on us. But look at like the positive side. And it happens in every industry. There's peaks and valleys, highs, lows, ebb and flows, all that kind of stuff. But I mean, like, we employ a lot of people. We are hopefully trying to employ lots more people. So the more the space thrives and this and that, I think it's healthy for everybody. It's got to be done the right way, of course. And, you know, business and ethics and all that are most important, especially in a space that's so...
like cash heavy?
No, forget about that. Influential to kids and all that kind of stuff. Okay. So you have to set the kind of right examples and whatever. And I talk to a lot of people, you know, moms and dads that tell me, like, how much they love the kids being involved in the space, not because, let's say, it's a Pokemon card, but because it teaches them so many different things, life lessons that maybe they're not learning at school. Yeah. You know, business, how to transact, how to talk, how to communicate.
Communication skills,
man.
Oh my God. Key. Right? Like, especially in this day and age where, like, everything's on the internet and, you know what I mean?
Come to our trade nights, you see it. It's awesome. Yeah. So I think that overall, it's good for the hobby. I think that, I mean... He's a smart guy. He's made lots of money. I'm sure he's lost lots of money too. I think it just really gives validity when more institutional money comes into any space. So there's going to be good things about it and bad things about it. I'm sure there's going to be a huge peanut gallery of people that are going to have opinions, again, good and bad, but only time will tell.
Love that. You're talking about losing money. How do you feel about Shohei Ohtani potentially being a degen?
I mean,
right? I know. Well, I mean, so, like, people are, I'm not saying they're dumping these cards, but, like, if you go on Facebook, like, people are, there's like a mass exodus right now.
Did you see Pete Rose's video?
No, I didn't.
Oh my God, Pete Rose came up with a video that basically was like...
He should be pissed.
Oh my God, whoever's editing this you need to put Pete Rose video up. But he basically comes out and he was just like, basically alluded to the fact that he wishes he had an interpreter. Like, it was... Oh, man.
Oh, really?
So, I was like, it was brazen, but he doesn't care.
He's been denied out of the hall for like 10 years,
He's
man.
One of the best, if not the greatest hitter of all time, and they still shun. Like, you know what? I'm going to have my own sort of political podcast, but I'm going to just throw this out there. And I hope for 1 minute or even just for 1 second, you can really think about this for a second. But Pete Rose still isn't in the Hall of Fame, and just turn on the news and watch it for 5 minutes and tell me how it's even, like, the shit that we are, you know, we live in the time of inclusion and inclusivity. People make mistakes. Fuck. The guy was great. Let him in. No.
Dude, there's gambling everywhere now.
I'm not allowed to talk about it.
All over the place.
I have certain topics I'm not allowed to talk about.
That's okay.
You know why I'm not allowed to talk about it?
No.
So, like, I make my own rules, right?
Yeah.
So,
of course.
Really, I'm allowed to talk about whatever I want. That's part of my problem, but at the same
time,
get
too excited. You're saying
I get really. I'm fired up. Right? See, did you notice that I have a knife in my hand right now? I'm just saying, I have a knife. So that's what I feel about that. So here, I have a knife. Let's go.
Let's do it.
We talked about Bedard. We can keep talking and ripping. Yeah. I have like the ADHD kicks in a little bit.
You know, I've never ripped this box.
Oh no!
I swear.
Oh, okay. Well, this is my box, just so you know.
No, that's all yours. That's okay.
If I hit a Bedard,
it's all good. The one-on-one's all yours.
Okay, how about this? How about a fun one?
Is this a hot take? I don't want to win the lottery?
No hot take. If I hit a Bedard...
I don't.
If we hit a Bedard... Hold on, I gotta think about this before I make this. Hold on.
Yeah, I mean, it's on camera now, so...
If we hit a Bedard...
declaration.
If we hit a base Bedard... Okay. Okay. If we hit a base Bedard, we'll put it for auction and we'll donate the money.
Beautiful.
Okay? Yeah. If we hit... anything up to a silver burst, if we hit a silver burst and a pop count up to 50, a pop count up to 25. We'll do the same thing. We'll donate half.
Cool.
You got to pay the bills, guys. If we hit the 101, we'll give them 100K.
Cool.
Is that good?
Let's do it.
Okay, let's go. And anything in between, we're going to donate lots anyway. 50%.
I mean, while we're doing this, we might as well talk.
Oh my God, I hope we hit a gold one.
We might as well talk a little bit about the new things coming at Mint Inc.
So new things. Actually, the Upper Deck did a really good job with their pack configuration this year.
Yeah.
Instead of 24 packs in a hobby box, they did a 12 with 3 inserts in the middle. I really like it. 6 Young Guns a box at least. You notice the first 2 packs we didn't get any. So that means they're still coming. We got to here. See, my OCD says we got to keep the inserts in one pile.
Okay,
and
it's
the
all
base
you.
cards in
Whatever you need to do, bro.
So Mint Inc. Yeah. Mint Inc. has got lots happening.
Yep.
We're expanding our show circuit. And what I mean by that, just to be clear, we're not able to bring the whole Mint Inc. experience everywhere. Obviously, it's a lot of work, but we are bringing our grading services.
Well, Italiano, man.
Nice,
Lucas,
nice.
Candora?
Candota. Hey, Rasmus Dallin, Blue Dazzler. Oh, Raphael Lavoie. He must be French. So we have that happening. We have a couple of more really exciting activations coming soon. I can't really talk about them, but they're coming soon. We're about to launch Save the Date for our annual golf event. We're going to beef up our trade nights. I'm telling my team to get ready for twice a month. Yeah, we're adding we're going to add another Kids Day in the month. We're really committed to growing. John Beaker, he's supposed to be good for the Bruins. We're really committed to growing the live experience. Yeah, that's important. The whole community and, like I said, the camaraderie of bringing like-minded people together. And then our end goal, from a business POV, the mandate is just to provide the ultimate hobby experience. We want to kind of hold your hand from any point in your hobby journey, beginning, middle, end, and everywhere in between. So there you go.
I mean, I think that's why you and I connected. I know. I think that's why you and I connected, because we care very much about expanding this space. What is it? Short printed too, though? Is it numbered?
I don't know. There's not numbered. It's just SSP. I just like to feel it. It's embroidered. It's like a patch. Deep roots.
It's
We didn't have an.
What is this? Oh, this is nice.
There has to be a hit in here. Has to be a hit in there.
What do you mean? Lucas Candora, the Italian man, was the hit.
Damien Giroux. The flower. Sorry.
It's gonna be a bedard in this pack.
Yeah, you like the hobby. You're about the people.
Yeah. Oh no! It was a clear-cut Chicago player. I almost lost it.
Oh my God!
I was like, there's a bedard in this pack for sure.
Oh,
That's an ultimate tease.
that would have been like thousands of dollars.
I was like, there's a
for the
bedard in this
hospital
pack
foundation.
for sure.
Oh man!
I got clear-cut. I got a.
I knew there was a hit.
Luke Phillip.
I knew there was a hit in there.
Luke Phillip. There's no I.
Oh, Damien.
Damn
Hunt.
it.
That was fun.
I thought I called that too.
You know what?
I almost called
Here,
that.
last pack. Go for it.
Damn it.
I never give the last pack away.
Oh, look at that, man. Appreciate that. What's that?
I'm trying.
Try new things.
Yeah, I'm an only child, so I don't know how
Are
to
you?
share.
I got
I don't know how to fight.
I got a younger sister.
Like, sibling rivalry.
Yeah.
I don't get that. I can't be teased. Oh, yeah. And I used to win every game of Monopoly. I played by myself, right? I would play Monopoly against myself.
That's
I'm really good at Monopoly.
I own all the properties.
Are we good? Are we recording?
Yeah.
I'm just making
Yeah.
sure. Oh, if it's no fun, it's no fun. It's not easy to sit in a room that's hot for 2 hours and talk, and there's people watching and stuff like that. So we have fun.
Are you excited
No, I
about?
don't want you guys to leave. I just want to tell the people. No, you're not leaving anywhere. I want the people to know.
What are you most excited about for the national?
Okay, so the national.
Because the Mintink's gonna be there. Like.
Yes. So I don't know in what capacity.
That's
yet.
okay.
Mintink is going to be there. There's going to be a few trade nights. We may end up doing a few things. Maybe you'll find us. Maybe we'll get an opportunity to do some rips on some stages. And then, of course, we hope to be there, do lots of buying and lots of networking, lots of events and all that kind of great stuff. So, yeah, super excited. End of July, Cleveland. I've never been to Cleveland.
Never been either.
Yeah,
I think it's the
so
24th to the 28th.
I wonder
24th to
is
28th.
yeah, I believe that's what the
Yeah.
dates are. I wonder if the Indians are playing.
I don't think you can say that anymore.
Oh my God, they're not. Well, I can. I mean, Oh my God.
It's okay. The Guardians.
Is that what they're called now?
Yeah. Big G instead of a C.
All right. I wonder if the Guardians are playing when we're there.
I'm sure they will be.
I was talking to a cousin of mine. Him and his son are trying to do every ballpark. And I thought, that's one of the cool things about baseball, like the ballpark is just, it's different than the arena.
Yeah.
State. I mean, I don't know.
Well, especially because they're outside.
I think so. Like, I don't know. I've been to Scotiabank Arena 500 times, so I'm spoiled, I guess. But they're all the same. Like, I went to the Clippers game in LA. It's just the same.
Yeah.
Now, I went to MetLife to see Eminem the week that when it opened in 2014 before the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
And it was awesome. So, like,
Eminem's your guy, too. Eminem's your guy, too.
It was intense.
Aren't you quoted as saying he's the best rapper of all time?
Oh, no, well, I don't know if you... Well, sure, I'm quoted, but it's a fact. So, I mean, there's a lot of people that say that. Not just me, but yeah, he is easily the greatest rapper of all time. The guy is, like...
People are going to come for you for that one.
No, they're going to agree with me. He is, just like MJ is the greatest basketball player of all time. There's a lot of really, 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 really good generational talent, but there's only one GOAT. It's like, who's the greatest athlete of all time in any sport?
LeBron James.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
Oh, no.
I think that guy could honestly play any sport and dominate.
Okay,
he's a physical specimen, man.
Think that LeBron...
He's a monster of a human being.
Oh, man.
Yes, I do. Is the greatest athlete of all time. I do.
Okay.
If that guy was running down the court, his Miami Heat days, there was not a single person maybe on planet Earth, football player, basketball player, hockey player, that could stop that man.
No, okay.
He was an animal.
The greatest athlete
Tell me.
Of all time.
Tiger Woods?
No, Wayne Gretzky. He has the most records.
Well, he's the best player for his sport of all time. I don't think he's the best athlete of all time.
Maybe I pitched.
I think he's the GOAT of GOATs.
I think I pitched the question incorrectly.
Okay.
Statistically,
yeah. It's not even close.
The best athlete of all time. You're saying
I'm saying
physically,
like best athlete of all time.
Well, yeah, I'm going to still disagree with you.
Who is
I
it?
understand. Then? I'm just not going to answer the question right now.
Oh man,
It takes me a long time to really absorb that I'm sitting in a room with somebody who thinks that. So I don't
know what to tell you.
Imagine that was Bedard.
He's 40 years old.
No, yeah. So listen,
and still putting up 26 points a night.
I agree with you. It's like
he's about to play with his son.
It's like I say.
That is fucking crazy.
It is. People don't understand Ovi. Like
Nuts.
at 37, to still be putting up 30 goals, like, man, your
body
people
thought he was done, and look, he had 9 goals in his last 4 games. Guy's on a heater right now.
It's unbelievable.
And now all of a sudden, everyone's like, "Oh, he might actually get there." Is that Goodwin Champions?
Yeah,
you love that shit.
So we were talking about goats. I got into this one. So anyway, that's what I think. National's going to be tons of fun. Can't wait. We're going to get into some stuff.
Yeah, we are.
You're going to get into some stuff.
Let's see what else we got here.
I don't like the insights.
What's up?
We're going to find LeBron James.
Okay, talk to me about... this is going to be a good one. You ready for this? This one might get you going. Rank them. PSA, SGC, Beckett.
Well, okay, so, how am I ranking them?
Well, I'm going
to be... Wait, Beckett doesn't rank for me.
Like, would you, like, when was the last time you subbed with Beckett, for instance?
Never.
Never, eh?
No.
Really?
Never.
I think I did twice.
Oh, Michael Jordan.
There you
out
go.
of $4.99. There we go.
I got AI.
The greatest.
My favorite player ever.
Well, he's the greatest, and he was one of the greatest.
My favorite player ever.
I liked about AI is his authenticity.
That guy didn't give a shit.
So, PSA is number one by a landslide. It doesn't matter any way you slice it. Market cap, the volume that they do, the value. I mean, the proof. The data doesn't lie.
Yeah.
So I try to...
even the systems that they have in place, like for you to know exactly where your cards are at. Like, I think that's huge.
SGC is fantastic.
Agreed.
We did a ton of work with them for a long time, and that was very, very easy. PSA's just acquired them.
Yep.
I don't think PSA would have acquired them if they weren't a good company.
Yep.
I see Tag as up and coming. They do a really good job marketing. I think the slabs are cool, but I think Beckett's... Here's another Iverson. I think Beckett...
This is a fat pack right here.
Yeah, I collect. It could be a bamboozler, and I collect the patch cards. This one has insects.
Insects.
Yeah, birds, flowers.
Imoni
So
beans.
yeah, so Beckett is down to a 4% market share. I'm gonna tell you.
There's your boy right there.
Which one?
Wayner.
Oh yeah. So here's a Diego Jota. He's a Portuguese.
He's a Portuguese. He's not even gonna start this year.
So can I tell you though,
like
if you asked me that question 20 years ago,
even 5 years ago.
sure, but I'm gonna go back in
Yeah,
time.
go for it.
I would say, well, like, there is no competition. And yeah, even 5 or 8
Yeah.
or 10 years ago. I think that and Dr. Beckett, he's got some great podcasts.
I know.
I got through the first like 500 of them, and then I got distracted. But once he sold the company, things started to change.
Yeah.
I think it's like, you remember once upon a time, General Motors
Yep.
was the biggest employer in the world.
Yep.
They really were. You
GM.
check Google, 70s, 80s, they employed like an insane amount of people, bigger than General Electric, all that stuff. And then 25 years later, they were, in bankruptcy protection.
Yep.
So I think that Beckett owned the space. And I think that somewhere along the way, and I'm just giving you like a
No, I know.
from a
business,
opinion.
business.
Somewhere along the way, they kind of lost some focus, and they fell from the top. But they fell like, whoo.
I mean, they still carry weight though, right? So what do they have to do to turn this ship around?
But hold on, this kid's from London, London, Ontario. So hold on. Explain to me when you say they still carry weight.
Yeah.
You mean the slabs are heavy?
No, like their name still carries weight. Like a BGS 9.5 still, I think, outperforms an SGC 9.5.
It's changing dramatically. I think that it's like maybe the old guard, but here's the thing.
I don't know, man. Even like football, basketball. I mean, football for sure. I see a lot of football slabs in BGS holders.
I think again. So I mean, I don't know. We buy and sell a ton of cards.
Yeah.
Not a lot of Beckett ever. Not a lot of Beckett comes
Buying?
in. Both.
Really?
Yeah. So
Mayor, a little playing card.
well,
I feel like this is probably
where's the hit? No
What is
hit?
it? It's not hit.
No.
What is this?
No, it's just a part of subset.
Really? Eh?
Where's the hit? You got a hit in there? That's it.
No, there's nothing.
What?
Sharapova. It's got to be that one.
Oh, hit the auto. Bang.
See?
Kennedy Chandler, basketball rookie auto.
I don't know what that is.
Any good, but there you go. Top prospect.
Bang bang.
So yeah, I think that so hold on a minute. I'm going by statistics.
Yeah.
And I'm talking, I guess, specific to our marketplace. I can tell you that I do not, and just by way of they don't really come in the door, because I'll buy any good deal.
Yeah.
Buy a lot of but I did just buy a couple big Kobe autos, and they were
Beckett
great.
slabs.
Beckett.
Yeah.
They were also a little bit older, and I think whatever. So at the end of the day, Beckett, the data says that they have a 4% market share. So anyway, we don't have to keep talking about it. It's just like I'm only going by the data. Obviously, we're a PSA elite dealer, and PSA is number one in the market. So I'll call it what it is.
No, I know. I mean, I agree that it's like clear cut number one, right? Like, but it just.
Yeah, so the fight for number two, then throw CGC in there. You forgot about CGC.
That's true.
Like, they're coming strong when it comes to...
specifically, like, non-sport.
Well, they've owned they own
They're animals.
sports.
And they just bought JSA.
So, exactly,
Yeah.
right? So our Pokemon cards, a lot of our Pokemon cards, I've really noticed the difference there. Like, CGC graded TCG cards perform very well.
Yeah.
So I think that Beckett statistically is in fourth place in both categories now. And I think that just by osmosis of that, you're going to see more and more, decline. That's my opinion. But yeah, PSA, I mean, it's not even close.
That's wild.
It's not even close.
I mean, no, you're right. Like, I wouldn't disagree with you.
I just bought a Hulk Hogan Select 10 of 10. Like, I might put it in a tuxedo because it's for my PC, and I really, it's cliche, but I think the gold on black looks great.
Why is that cliche?
I don't know, because I'm just saying what people talk about for your PC, it doesn't matter, and this and that.
Yeah.
I don't like to speculate or give my opinion on that kind of
Yeah,
stuff.
yeah.
But me personally, if I'm not selling the card, I think I might have a card. I might do my very first ever tag sub at the expo.
Really?
For my
I have
PC.
one. I have a tag
Because I like the clear.
Yeah, I have a tag graded card.
You know?
It's nice. It's really nice, honestly.
So, but from a
I'm a big mag guy.
yeah, but that's like anything, you know, like the 80-20 rule. I think essentially kind of that's what it is. 80-20, like, except it's kind of the opposite. PSA has 80% and the rest is 20.
Yeah.
And I think it just comes down to personal preference. But yeah, we're talking from a business POV. The data doesn't lie. Look at all the apps. Go look yourself. Search sold sales, whatever. PSA is.
And they just combined with Fanatics Live.
I haven't done enough research to comment on that yet. We don't have Fanatics Live in Canada
I
yet,
know.
so I'll just stay out of it. But let me ask you a question.
Go for it.
Change it up for a second.
Let's do it.
Speaking of Fanatics Live,
Yep.
you had the pleasure of hanging out with your buddy Al at Skybox
Yep.
and hosting an event. So you were hosting. It was the Topps Rip Day.
Yeah.
But it was cool because Michael Rubin and Tom Brady showed up.
Michael Rubin didn't show up.
Tom Brady showed up.
Tom Brady showed up.
Sorry.
Yeah.
Michael Rubin was at another event that day, which is awesome. Like, goes back to the Kevin O'Leary thing, and I'm sure these guys get, lots of hate, and that's fine. But at the end of the day, like, Tom Brady showed up at the card store.
Unbelievable.
Think about those kids.
Yeah.
Well, you were there. Tell us.
Yeah, so it was an unbelievable experience, especially for the kids. Like, I don't think you guys understand how crazy it was. This guy showed up with, I don't know, maybe $10,000, $15,000 worth of slabs. And this guy being Tom Brady.
Yeah, yeah.
And he's like, oh, guys, like, who wants to trade with me? And I'm like, oh, this is cute, And during Hobby Rip Night, you're giving kids packs. I mean,
Yeah.
the whole point is they want to make sure that everyone's got cards. And entirely for free, by the way. And so there's kids trading like Jason Tatum RPAs for like Ellie De La Cruz base rookies, or like even worse than that, it'd be like a Pete Alonso just like base card.
Yeah.
And he's like, oh yeah, he's like, give me that and I'll trade you 2 of these. And just like watching these kids light up.
Sure.
And before he was before the event, I remember them being like, oh, like he's not going to sign any autographs, like so just like don't. And that guy was signing left, right, and center.
Yeah,
for
I
those
love
kids,
that. He's
man.
just a nice guy, right?
He was signing left, right, and center of those kids.
How long was he there?
Probably half an hour.
Yeah, like
35 minutes.
That's
He hung around, man. Like
Yeah.
he didn't have to be there. I think they told us he was going to be there for like 20 minutes, and ended up
it's awesome.
doubling that because he was having such a good time. And I've never seen parents so excited for their kids, but also for them. Like I saw plenty
well, he gets it.
of
He's a
parents that
parent.
were like,
He's
"Man,
just
my
a
kid
normal-
traded with Tom Brady."
Yeah, which is so cool. And for him,
unbelievable.
He's just a normal dude like the rest of us. He just happens to be, one of the most famous figures in the world, like recognizable, but,
And it just goes to show like what kind of reach that Fanatics has, right? Like, and they just keep showing it. Like, I mean,
So-
Kevin Hart on a baseball card.
Yeah.
Like putting like tiny Kevin Hart on a baseball card.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Some people were ripping on that, but like that guy's got millions of followers, and it's just talking points, man.
The influencer cards in big league and stuff like that are just some of these other cards. But you know what? It's like I said earlier. Haters hate, especially when disruption is happening.
Yeah, of course.
Now, I'll give kudos to. There's a few people out there that have done a really good job exposing people that shouldn't be around. Like there was the card porn account, and there was a couple other people. We don't have to get into that, but this was like serious shit. So from that context, there's definitely this kind of I hate to use the expression, but the hobby police. Like there's a purpose, but it's all the stuff that in between. But at the end of the day, I also it's great entertainment. I love. At night, I open up. Oh yeah,
it's a guilty pleasure.
I just get such a kick out of some of the shit out there, and I just, I'm what do they call it? Wait, hold on. There's a term. I'm a pocket watcher.
Yeah, are you?
Yeah, I just outed myself. Yeah, I just outed myself.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
How do you how do you determine what you're going to be? What are you like? Seeking?
I don't comment on anything. I don't like anything. I just get a kick out of some of the shit out there. But I'm also I've been in business for myself for 20 years or 25 years working for corporations and in business for myself. And, the cream rises to the top, the milk kind of sours over, and there's always, the haters along the way. Like, in Asia, they have the foot spas, and you go in, and it's like the minnows picking at your feet. That's what it is.
You ever have one of those?
No, but
I have. Mean, it's a wonderful experience.
So it's and we should be like, imagine a bunch of
unbelievable,
a bunch of minnows eating all the dead shit off
your feet. My feet have never been smoother though.
But that's what it's like when you get so big at something. There's always minnows,
of course,
right? Like, some people get so big and it fucks them up, and they change sort of the way they are, if that makes any sense. And that's going back to, accountability. So I think that that's what I think about that. I think that's it. I'll stop there.
Have you seen the story about the Mickey Mantle? So the Mickey Mantle, not the Mickey Mantle. Someone bought a house recently. The one Jason at Heritage posted,
and they found a Mickey.
They found a Mickey Mantle in a drawer in the house.
Yeah.
With a bunch of other cards in them. He didn't post any of the other cards. I can only assume like decent stuff. But like, imagine finding a Mickey Mantle in a house that you just bought.
Imagine finding a case of 1979 OPC hockey cards in your basement that you forgot about for 40 years.
So
it happens.
I don't think he forgot about it. I think he thought they were from 81
box
because or from 80. Because the box, the outside of the box has the end year on it, so it said like 1980. So it's still an expensive box, and I guess like he was like, okay, let me get this thing appraised, and then sent it in to get appraised, and all of a sudden they're like,
wait a second,
yo, this is 1979 OPG.
Crazy, eh?
Is it $5 million?
US?
For
3.6 or 3.7 million US with the buyer's premium.
So like
4.8, 4.9 million. Call it 5 million.
Bonkers, bro.
$5 million for the case.
It's the only one in existence, I think.
Apparently, yeah.
That's crazy. Yeah. I mean, that kind of started the hockey cards on the map thing.
Wonder who bought it?
All the time.
Who do you think bought it?
Maybe Kevin O'Leary.
Maybe, but I doubt it.
I mean, he was talking about wax, though.
Maybe, yeah. You never know.
It's the only one.
Maybe.
So who do you think bought it? Not even speculating?
I know about it.
Do you? Really?
I actually do, but I can't say.
Really?
Yeah. I don't even know how that just came out right now.
What about like an initial?
I just outed myself.
An initial?
Again.
No initial?
Zero chance.
No?
Next topic. What are we talking about next?
Oh, I mean, speaking of auctions, I mean, you guys recently revamped your eBay.
That was a great little segue. Yeah, I like that.
eBay Monday night auctions. You guys have revamped it.
Yeah. So okay. So I'll give you that in the right context. Okay. Because it's great. I talk lots, so you hear me, yapping. So it's great. So I love that you asked. So we've been doing Monday night. So we do lots of nights, but specifically Monday night auctions on Instagram has been a show that I've been hosting. It's been about 3 years now. It was what happened when I ruptured my Achilles, and it was holy shit. It was actually, this is Easter weekend, and it was Easter weekend in 2021. So wow.
I've had a full circle moment like that too. Wow. We can talk about that after. Keep going.
We're exactly 3 years to the weekend. I remember being at home for Easter, like in bed, what am I going to do? And then boom. So I go live, just the same way how when we started doing wax. I brought packs home one night, turned the phone on, and boom, Breaks After Dark was born. So we could talk about that too after. So started doing Monday night auctions, singles. And we run on like a trust system. Because we're like, what do you mean? There's not a buying app, like whatnot. So we just invoice the next day. We keep a spreadsheet. And that's just exploded. So now Monday nights, fast forward to today, it's actually our most watched show of the week. We'll have a steady stream of 100 people in the live. 1,000 people will come throughout the evening, come through the show. And we'll sell 50, 100 plus units or lots in a couple hours. It's so much fun. Talk about community. It's like a great gathering. We have, we got some moderators because the Instagram, the lag and everything can get hectic, especially when the chat's so much fun. I'm getting amped just thinking about it. And I love it. I do it from home. There's kind of a joke. One day somebody came on and started trolling me saying that, we were running this operation out of mama's basement. So that's kind of been the joke. Like, I'll just be at home, I have a glass of wine, and I'll just shoot the shit with the people, and the music's cranked. And Kathy will tell you, her and my dogs, they fall asleep on Monday nights listening to me screaming and yelling, and the music on, full blast, because I'm just having a blast. So anyway, with that being said, we continue to grow our consignment business, buying, selling, all that kind of stuff, and we're really gonna get a little bit deeper into it in 2024. The demand is there, so we've been working on bringing in the right people and procedures and all that kind of stuff. So yeah, we do a bunch of stuff already, as you know, with Golden, especially in the higher end space, and we do a whole bunch of stuff locally, like I just explained to you. And in the middle, we, like many, we do a lot of eBay selling. So we're gonna and we're really committed to scaling that up along with our website and just the ability to be able to buy singles online, not necessarily only on a live show or in person. So we're gonna continue to scale that up with lots of stuff in the store and auctions ending daily, but we're gonna start curating sort of better, if you will, auctions on Monday. So that's a work in progress, sort of working with the good folks at eBay and our team and all that to get it done. But yeah, stay tuned in the coming months. We really hope to ignite that channel, if you will.
Isn't it crazy how much live selling has just absolutely taken off in
it's
literally
wild.
like 3-4 years?
Yeah, Whatnot is a great example of that. So it's funny. A lot of these apps aren't available in Canada yet. Whatnot only became available about 2 years after they started. Yeah. None of them offer Canadian currency, but what they do is amazing. So when I first launched MINTINK, I had some, e-com experience and whatever. There's an app called LiveScale, and it's a system where you would, have your own shopping channel, live shopping, shopping channel. And, and we were doing all the work to throw the stream over that. And, because, you saw it was coming as well. And not just in our space and in many spaces, but really, it's always been there. What happened
what about like live like old school, like 90s and like the old late night TV,
it's no
right?
different,
Like,
except like
Ken Golden knows all about that too,
like
man.
everything else in your world, you just click it on here.
Yeah. You used to phone it in.
Don West is the king of that in our space. Then there was the gentleman, he's, R.I.P., buddy with the headset. I forget his name. He was classic on. He did every other commercial. But anyway, like that whole let's call it home shopping has always been there.
Yeah.
What I think an app like Whatnot and Fanatics Live and eBay Live and just Instagram. What are we talking?
Literally TikTok Live, like Twitch. Everything. Yeah.
I mean, this started with Twitch and Twitter or whatever. Yeah. TikTok Live is insane. So. I mean, I don't know. I don't have cable. So I look at it from that context and say, 20 years ago, I had to get that content on my cable TV and use my phone to buy. Today, I get it on my phone and I use my phone to buy.
Yeah.
My smartphone. It's a computer in your hand. It's
crazy.
Right? So really, if you break it down that way, it hasn't gone anywhere.
Yeah.
What I think we've done is make it exciting.
Yeah.
You make it easier for sure. Of course. It's
crazy.
Like, they had to change the button. It was too easy. It was too easy. But it's we made it exciing. Not we, just the space. The space has made live shopping. But I mean, and not just cards. It just I'm saying the way that mechanism has evolved. I mean, you can go on an app like Whatnot. Yeah, but you can go on an app like Whatnot and you're watching people selling beads or jewelry or empty boxes.
Or like I see the cosmetics. Like they just fill in a bag. They're just
so it's exactly right? So it's like everything else in industry. It's just the mechanism of how it just continues to change and evolve. And it's really about ease. So all people want today in this world we live in today, people are shopping for experience today more than ever, but what they're after is convenience, value, and ease. That's all people want.
But you can have all of that and experience. You know what I mean? Like
where you can get that at 8555 Jane Street, Unit 5, MINTINK Sports Cards. But that reality is, a lot of we're talking about our industry. It's in the red ocean. Here's another really good book. I can't believe I'm tossing books out there. Like, I don't read. I've read 12 books in my life. I'm giving you 3 of them today. It's called The Blue Ocean Shift. Read it, and it's like they wrote about the card industry before it happened. But it's not. It's just logic.
Yeah.
And when you go from 10 billion to 20 billion to 40 billion to 80 billion in a 6 or 8 year span, I mean, that's what happens. Look at streaming, look at YouTube, look at Netflix, watch their charts, the cannabis industry, all that kind of stuff. We're in a moment. The difference of today's moment versus 30 years ago, because it's a cyclical thing, is the world 30 years ago, the hobby was open to a couple of 100 million people. And today it's open to a couple of billion people.
Yeah, I also think that the connectivity, like,
that's the point. The world is very, very small today.
Yeah.
30 years ago, the world was massive.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Let's put our suit on. Never
Dude,
mind.
I can message an MLB player right now, and have collecting cards as the
and it's no big deal for you to throw a tracksuit on and go to the airport and fly to New York tonight.
Yeah.
But once upon a time, you had to get your Sunday best on to go to the airport to get ready to fly. So, I just try to look at things a little bit differently and just sort of, it's not new, it's change. So, this is another one of those kind of full circle. People, us, humans, have a problem with change.
All the time.
Yeah.
All the time.
So that's what's going on in our industry, is there's so much, and some of it's aggressive change. And that's what happens. So there's, again, there's always going to be people that don't like change. It happens in the world at large on an every.
I feel like humans are hardwired to resist change, though, right?
Yeah.
Like, you ever try to wake up at a different time than you normally do? You're dying inside.
I don't know.
Dying
how
inside.
Walking at 4 a.m.
Apparently, I'm not allowed to text you early in the morning. Freddie gave me the heads up.
Yeah. Somebody called me the other day at 8 a.m. I was like, if you ever call me, but like last night, I was probably going to bed when you were getting up to go for your walk.
Probably.
But whatever.
Yeah.
When I'm at 8 or 9 o'clock smashing spreadsheets, you're getting ready for bed. So different strokes for different folks, right?
Yeah.
But that's the thing. But I'll tell you something, and it's again, it's so cliche. Throw me on one of those motivational channels, but
Tony Robbins.
The people that embrace change are usually, of course, the ones that are sort of making the difference.
Yeah,
but
of course.
I think they usually sort of are misunderstood. So I've been told I'm crazy a few times in my life, just for ID.
I love that shit, though. I love when someone calls me crazy.
I love the fact that, 5 years ago I had a boardroom table with some cards on it and a few people looked at me and laughed, and here we are. Who doesn't have a chip? Who isn't going to say, I told you so?
Of course.
But that's the hardest work of my life and my career to date ever. The most capital I've ever put out, the most risk, the most everything, and the most fun, because I love it. So I think that that's the difference. So look at a guy like Musk, so dynamic and polarizing, and not liked by many, misunderstood by the rest.
Yeah.
But this guy is somebody that your grandkids and great grandkids, like we still talk about Henry Ford, are going to talk about in 50 years from now. Steve Jobs changed the world when he said, "Wait a second, I can." Think about it. All he did was give you your music and your phone.
I know.
That's all it was.
I know.
I can put your music. First, it started with just the music.
Yeah.
That's what really wasn't the.
And just making it tiny and accessible and.
But
you see people are using.
He was an asshole and he was an impossible guy to work for. But listen, we still know he literally changed the world as we know it today.
I mean, if you have a cell phone now, like a smartphone, there's really no excuse for you to not do more than what you're doing right now.
Yeah, I love it. So our old location was beside a coffee shop, and I'd see the odd flip phone still come out. The nonni, grandparents, the older generation.
My grandmother doesn't even have a cell phone.
Yeah, right.
She has the Rolodex, man.
Right. But even then, I have a great aunt in Italy that's in her 80s, and she is dialed into Facebook every day. It's just cute to see. But anyway, so I think that's again, I don't even know how we kind of got onto that, but it goes back to
just change.
It's just people in general.
We're talking about live shopping and how things change.
Yeah, it's humans just have that. Resistance, and it's even in business, they say you can't teach an old dog new tricks. Yeah. It's because of that. It's changed. And whether they have a metaphor, it's 3 days, 3 weeks, 3 years or something. Yeah. I know when I quit smoking a whole bunch of years ago, I did some cognitive therapy. I'm going to change the way I think about it. And that's what I did, and didn't take any pills or anything like that. And, And I had to stop smoking everything for a while when I quit smoking tobacco because it's so crazy. But it wasn't easy, but I did it. And you know what? I'm better for it. Sometimes it's not the way. But yeah, anyway. So I think that the more we just sit back and embrace the change, the more the community will thrive in a positive manner. I'm also really big on like strategic thinking. So I believe the space is large enough for many to thrive.
Everybody.
Right? I think there's no need for it to be so cutthroat, but
I
unfortunately,
feel like it's especially like this in Canada.
yeah,
Like
yeah.
I think it's a lot more cohesive in the States.
Yeah, it is. And I think, it's like, we're always so behind on everything anyway.
know.
Like even just culturally in the world. Like,
Yeah.
people talk about, oh, we're so divided as a country. Like if you look at our neighbors to the south, that's the way they've been for a long time. So we're a baby country. Like Canada's not even 200 years old.
Yeah.
Like, so we're really just evolving, I think, as a society. And, all of a sudden we realize, we're not as good as we thought we were. I don't know. But yeah, anyway. Stay tuned for the Johnny A. Talks podcast. Coming soon, and I'll really tell you what I think.
I mean, the one I'd be hard pressed to not mention the fact that you guys are also running Breaks After Dark. You were talking about this before. You guys have been making some shifts, and now you guys are coming back and coming back hard.
Started. Yeah, going back to again in 2019. I was still due diligence and sort of doing some buying. When the pandemic first hit, I was just like, something to do while I figure out what's going to happen with everything else, as I lost everything else. And then I was in one of my studios one day with some people and ripping some cards, and we're going to do this tonight. And it was going to be like beers and breaks, and then I was like,
Yeah.
So right away, just hit Breaks After Dark. As you know, we wrote a few, we produced some music to go along with it and all that. And I had a 600 square foot conference room in my old office where I used to host and coach, do some seminars and all that on our marketing side. And I converted it into we built a set. We made it look like a card store. It actually ended up serving as our first location, the boardroom, which is pretty cool. Did it all up, shoving, whatever. We set up a full system, with the soundboard and everything. And we were pumping out a 4K production very early on, and on YouTube, Facebook. We were on Instagram, and it just exploded. I started in July of 2020, with some lives, and by September of that year, for like the next 2 years almost, it was intense. Some days we would be live for 12 hours. Now, sure, we created a place for people to come together and a form of entertainment for people, during a time of need, all that kind of great stuff. Sure. And there's lots of fun. Yes, there's tons of fun. And yes, ripping boxes. You just watched us rip a box that costs hundreds of dollars, and we might have got $50 out of it, but you win some, you lose some. But the reality was, it just sort of exploded. And then, we shifted focus at that point when we realized how much, more was still to come in the space. And we took our sort of expertise in the event world, because that was, again, our previous business was publishing events and media. We realized that there was a huge need for a great experience in a traditional sense. So then we decided to open a brick and mortar store in the pandemic.
Well, also because everything else opened up. You know what I mean?
Finally, we were listen, opening a brick and mortar store in the pandemic. Again, a lot of people looked at me and they're like, "Are you sure?" Okay. But anyway, here we are.
Is it fair to say that the pandemic was the best thing to happen to you? Business-wise, maybe?
No. So listen, like straight up, not just business. Listen, business was good. 2 weeks before the pandemic.
It led you here. Do you know what I mean?
So 2 weeks before the pandemic, I had 100 people in my office for a grand opening. Brand new office. I just built it, 3,000 square feet, 16 employees, and I'm in the publishing and events business. So that was February 29th of 2020. Okay?
2 weeks later.
2 weeks before, I'm on a beach with Kathy, my wife, and we were talking, we're business planning. She runs I'm just the mouth. She runs the business. And we were talking about cards, because at that point I'd already made some nice investments. So obviously you need to know. And it was talking about, so it was funny how it was kind of there. But yeah, so we have this big grand opening, and then 2 weeks later, poof, COVID happens. And we kind of got crushed. We literally got crushed. Two of our companies were dismantled. One of them did 10% of the revenue the next year, and the other one was puff, all my Snap newspapers, poof, whatever, which was fine. Whatever. One of our other businesses, we were heavily involved in the 3D virtual reality space. So as you can imagine, that business exploded in the pandemic because all of a sudden people needed to be present and not be present, right? So there was some wins and some losses. And then basically, we just went, when I first met my wife in 2005, I told her this was going to be something I did later in life. And they say you shouldn't fall in love and start doing your passion too young because you eventually fall out of love. So from a timing point of view, which timing is everything in life. There's no real such thing as luck. It's just timing. The pandemic was the greatest thing that ever happened to us, not just from a business point of view, from a personal point of view, because what it did was it forced us being my wife and I, our family, to make some super tough decisions. Like we were in a boardroom a couple of days later saying, holy fuck, what are we going to do? It gets me super emotional. And then, here we are 4.5 years later, 4 years, literally 4 years later. And, we're rocking the front page of the Sunday Star. So it's pretty cool.
It's unbelievable.
Yeah. And Breaks After Dark is coming back. We launched with you on TikTok, and Whatnot is really trying to help us go. And there might be a couple other fun surprises coming soon, but the live experience, specifically to the After Dark live experience, as opposed to like our trade night events and stuff, is definitely another big focus for us to, really kind of bring it back. But, it's changed too. Like people want to come. Why do I want to watch you live when 100 people will come show up on a Friday night? So that's flattering in itself too, right? So I think you're going to see a lot of changes when we're live, what we're selling. One of the things we do, I'll leave you with this, is on Whatnot, a couple of times a month, we do these really awesome blowout sales.
I saw that actually.
Yeah, so I love the hustle. Like I've been, my teenage years, I remember, again, first time I brought a boombox home, I bought it at a yard sale. Kathy just looking at me. I'm like, bro, this is the best $10 I spent this week. And I flipped it into like $350. So I've been buying and selling and hustling and thrifting sort of, from my whole life. So I love that shit. I got a call last weekend from the boys. They're like, boss, there's a guy here with a bunch of G.I. Joes for me. I'm like, make sure there's 93 of them. Make sure the joints are tight, and here's where the money is. And they're just like, what the fuck? So anyway, a lot of I digress again. A lot of what we do on the live and what we bring is going to change. We're going to do a lot more of the clearance stuff as we continue to get out there and get more involved in helping people move capital around and liquidate stuff and all that kind of stuff. And and just keep bringing it.
I love that, man.
Yeah.
I appreciate you.
Yeah, this is good. This was tons of fun.
It was a lot of fun.
Thanks for coming here. It's funny because I sit here and like lots of people they're like, we need to know. Yeah, my OCD. They need to know more about me, and it's kind of really fucked up to say, hey, can you come here and interview me? But I don't think that's kind of what.
No, I think we're just shooting the shit.
Yeah, just more of a way to have a little bit more of a casual discussion. Yeah. I'm a pretty amped guy. I'm always go. So I don't get too many opportunities where like I slept in today. I was out last night at Leaf game and then the casino after and came home, played some COD. I think I went about 4. And my wife's amazing. She's she's so good in the morning that even the dogs don't bark. And I woke up, I had my ringer off, and I was like, and I look, holy fuck. It was 10:45, and I lay back and I said, and I love that. So I don't get too many days like that where I can just come and be chill. So thank you.
Of course, man.
It's good. Pleasure.
Appreciate you.
All right. Bang, bang.